Snow continues across the inland northwest today, and it made for some dangerous morning commutes. We'll have details coming up.
We'll find out what changes may be coming to downtown Pullman and a busy intersection coming up later in the show.
Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Gillis Williams.
And I'm Connor McAvoy. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Just when we thought spring was finally here, the snow came back and it just keeps coming. We sent Murrow News 8 weather reporter Alex McCollum to the president's residence for some more details.
Hey guys, I'm standing in front of the flower beds outside the president's residence, which I noticed on my walk to school this morning. I saw the tulips were starting to bloom. My immediate concern was whether or not they would survive in the snow. And according to a Huffington Post article, tulips are pretty resilient, so they should be okay. What I'm more concerned about is the road conditions due to the freezing temperatures and snow, so we'll have more details on the roads coming up, as well as your forecast later in the show. Back to you guys at the desk.
There were multiple reports of car collisions on the Pullman-Moscow highway this morning. Officer Aaron Breschiers says that the best thing drivers can do to stay safe in hazardous road conditions is to slow down.
Anytime that you add speed, you add a greater length of time and distance that it takes to stop. And if the roads are slippery and icy, you may not be able to stop.
And speaking of driving in the snow, the ASWSU joined the Pullman City Council on Tuesday for their first joint meeting since before COVID began. Students raised some ideas for the future, including programs to teach out-of-state students how to better drive in the snow.
Something I'm really interested in is just teaching students, especially from the west side and from the California area, is just how to drive in the snow. That's something I'm really interested in because personally, driving in Pullman is very different from driving in Seattle.
Pullman Mayor Glenn Johnson recommended that any students from the west side or California who are not familiar with driving in the snow to use the Pullman bus system.
New data shows deaths from drug overdoses are continuing to rise here in Washington. Data from the Washington State Department of Health shows drug-related overdoses surpassed 2,000 in 2021, marking a 66% increase from 2019. And Cook Health Services is now providing free Narcan nasal spray to members of the WSU community. Murrow News 8 reporter Jackie Smith is live at the Spark with more on the potential life-saving treatment. Jackie?
So I'm standing here at the Spark right across from Cougar Health Services, where I just went and got one of those free Narcan kits myself. So I'm just going to quickly explain the process to you. So you just go in, you go to the pharmacy, and you ask for a kit. They're kept in a secure location there. And then you're just going to be taken to a room. You're going to watch about a 6-minute training video that's going to include what an overdose looks like, how to check a response from a person, what Narcan does, and just how to administer it. After that, they're going to hand you this handout that just has a bit more information on how to administer Narcan, its purpose, and with more resources for you to check out. Then after that, they just give you this kit that's going to have these 2 nasal sprays in it. And then they just want to make sure you have the training. It is completely anonymous. They don't ask any personal information. Gordon Hedenstrom, the director of Cougar Health Services, says that the point of Narcan is to help with breathing difficulties and severe sleepiness that's caused from opioid overdoses. They're safe to use and they're easy for almost anyone to use. That's why they're available to anyone. And he recommends that even if you're not sure what someone took, to get one of these kits and to administer it to them because it won't cause them any harm. And he recommends that if you know any friends or family who use opioids or live in a high-risk environment, to get one of these kits because you never know when you can use it. So again, free to anyone. Just go grab one, watch a video, and that's it. Reporting in Pullman, I'm Jackie Smith, Murrow News 8.
Jackie, thank you. According to the Moscow Pullman Daily News, Idaho Governor Brad Little is expected to lift the statewide public health disaster emergency declaration tomorrow, which has been active since March of 2020. Overall case numbers are low. Latah County has averaged 6 COVID-19 cases per week since March.
The mask requirement for public transit and airplanes was extended by 15 days, according to AP News, as the CDC monitors an uptick in COVID-19 cases. The order was originally set to expire on April 18th, but is now May 3rd, which means that in about 2.5 weeks, you can ditch that mask on public buses and planes.
The Cougs Give fundraiser wrapped up yesterday with record-setting numbers. Over $791,000 was raised from 1,300 gifts. Development Director Camille Vaughn said the Murrow College raised about $20,000 from 63 gifts.
Our alumni always show up.
Some technical difficulties with the prompter there, but even though Cougs Give is over, you can still donate if you're interested. You can visit the Murrow College website and select Give Now. Well, some big names in music are coming to Pullman.
We'll take you behind the scenes of one of WSU's largest events of the year, coming up next.
It's okay to be scared. You don't have to be so strong.
Strength is not optional. This is my mother, my purpose. Real muscle is lifting her spirits between bedpans and bad news from doctors that doubt her strength. Strength is buried in bills, managing meds, and swallowing those moments of, Mom, it's me, your daughter. Remember? My strength is super, but I'm still human, right?
Look who's here. There she is. Hey, thanks for your patience. Thank you so much.
How you feel?
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community, or call 1-877-333-5885.
2 roundabouts and a new water meter system are only some of the new improvements to downtown Pullman that were discussed at the annual State of the City address on Tuesday. According to Moscow Pullman Daily News, Mayor Glenn Johnson said that construction on a roundabout will take place on Terraview Drive over the summer, as well as resurfacing from Airport Road to State Route 270. And Springfest is returning to Pullman this year. Reporter Kathryn Jones takes us inside the making of this year's concert.
I'm actually really excited about it.
I've never been, so that's why I'm more ecstatic than ever.
My friend plays More Than Friends in the car like all the time, so it's stuck in my head constantly, and I'm excited to like hear it in concert actually.
Springfest is back in Pullman this year after being disrupted by the pandemic the past few years. The Student Entertainment Board at WSU puts the concert together in its largest event of the year, and the preparation has been a long process that started months ago.
A really long time, a really long process of like negotiating contracts and things like that.
Jo Weiler is the director of films at SEB, and she's been in charge of marketing for Springfest, from promotion videos to posters. The whole event has been a collaborative effort here at SEB.
I'm so excited. I just know all the work that's put into it and like everything going on behind the scenes, so I'm beyond excited to finally see it come to fruition.
The concert will be headlined by 24K Golden and Bankroll Hayden.
It's a huge name coming to Pullman, Washington.
Springfest will return to Beasley Coliseum on Friday, April 22nd. Tickets are $28 for students and $38 for the public. Tickets can be purchased online or at the Cougar Card Center.
I'm really hoping for a huge turnout just because this is the first Springfest that we're going to be having in I think like 2-3 years now. So I really hope that students will turn out for it and just really get to enjoy all the hard work that's been put into it.
In Pullman, I'm Kathryn Jones with videographer Regan Baker.
We saw some of the weather conditions outside the president's residence earlier. So what else do we have in the forecast, Alex?
Thanks, Gillis. Yes, I showed you guys some of that snow earlier, and there's about a 20 to 40% chance that snow is going to last into the evening. We also have a winter advisory, so let's take a look at the forecast. Today we have a high of 39 and a low of 24, and some of those winds from the west are going to make that 39 and 24 feel a little bit colder. And looking at tomorrow, we have a high of 42 and a low of 28. Partly sunny, the sun's going to start peeking through some of those clouds, and we don't have snow in the forecast, luckily. Now let's take a look at the state map. Over here on the west side, we have some rain in Seattle and Olympia. Bone-chilling west side rain. Anyone from the west side hates it as much as I do. 48 degrees in Olympia and 49 in Seattle. Moving over to the Tri-Cities and Yakima, they're also getting some rain and 40-degree weather. And then our neighbors up in Spokane, as per usual, are getting some pretty similar weather to us with a high of 42, a low of 28, and some snow. Now let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. We have some sun, partly cloudy Friday and Saturday, some more sun on Sunday, but then rain and 50-degree temperatures coming back on Monday and Tuesday. So pretty chilly, some rain, and that's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
Alex, thank you. The snow is affecting more than just the roads today.
Coming up in sports, Chris Mitchell has an update to the WSU baseball schedule.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
I'm Chris Mitchell with your sports. Washington State baseball was originally scheduled to play the Cal Golden Bears at 3:05 this afternoon. Under an hour before game time, the call came through that the game would have to be canceled, but anybody who's looked outside today completely understands why with all this snow. The Cougs now will be playing a doubleheader with the first game starting at 11:30 a.m., and hopefully we'll still see basketball coach Kyle Smith throwing out a ceremonial first pitch. On to WSU track. WSU Track and Field is participating in the Pacific Coast Intercollegiate Meet today at Long Beach State University. The 10th-ranked Cougar women and the 15th-ranked Cougar men have had 3 meets during this trip down to California, including the Mount Sac Relays and the Brian Clay Invitational, which both run from yesterday through Saturday of this week. And 2 Cougar football alums, Max Borghi and Dallas Hobbs, were named the National Football Foundation's Hampshire Honor Society. The Hampshire Honor Society honors college football players who concluded the final year of eligibility or are choosing not to use their final year. Players must have kept a 3.2 GPA, met the NCAA or NAIA degree requirements, and a starter or contributor for the team for 2021. That's all I have for you guys at sports. Back to you, Connor and Gillis.
Chris Mitchell with sports, thank you. Earth Week at WSU is coming to a close.
We'll let you know how you can participate in the final event of the week coming up after the break.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
The WSU Symphonic Band and Symphonic Wind Ensemble is hosting their finale concert tonight. The program will include works by composers Johann de May, Kathryn Salfelder, and Julie Giroux, along with WSU alumnus Dr. Jeremy Brown as guest saxophonist and conductor. The event will be held from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Bryan Hall Theater.
The Environmental Sustainability Alliance is hosting a community cleanup event. As part of their final Earth Week event, people who are interested in taking part of this initiative to protect Mother Nature can meet right outside of the Cub tomorrow at 3 p.m., where the Alliance will be providing rides to multiple parts of the community. More information can be found on WSU Insider.
Well, that's it for this newscast. Thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/emanate. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Have a good night.